All right. Welcome everybody to the training. Thanks so much for being on. I appreciate you being on at this really awkward time. I was going to do it yesterday morning and I really thought I could do it. And I'm glad I pulled back at the last minute because my brother got married yesterday and that would have just really been insane. Like I thought I could do it before we went to the wedding. That would have just been crazy. So my whole family was in the wedding, so it was a big deal. So thanks for being on, and I'll keep this short and sweet, but this is an important part of the program just to get our head in the right spot and answer any questions that you guys have. So I'm really excited for this round. This is a special round because it's the last round I'm going to host before the holidays. This is really going to provide a strong foundation for you going into the holidays. So you're going to go into Thanksgiving and then Christmas this year feeling in control of your choices, having a game plan, and having some results that are going to fuel you and give you momentum to continue on. So this is a really great time to join. And I know that you guys are awesome people already with like a lot of, because you joined at this time. This is a hard, a lot of people just decide to turn off health and fitness from their life at this time of the year, but you guys didn't. You decided that you were going to dig deeper and go for it, even though this is a crazy busy time of the year. So I really admire that about you already. For those of you that don't know me, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself so that you know why I'm here and who I am and why I created this program. I'm Katie Harlan, and I've been a health and fitness coach for almost 5 years now. It just started as I was trying to lose the baby weight because we had 3 kids in 3 years, and I was just ready to reclaim my body. And so I reached out to a friend who was running an online fitness program. I joined her, and in 30 days, I lost the baby weight. I felt better than ever, and it really launched me into fitness, and I started my own business a few months later. And I really just shared with other women what I was doing to get results. I'm not a doctor. I don't have that background, but I do have a way to keep things simple and keep it accessible for people. And I think that's why my business has grown so successfully, because I just share what works and keep it real. And I love doing what I'm doing. So I'm excited to be working with all of you. I'm also a certified group fitness instructor. I have 5 different certifications, and I love exercise. I love fitness, but I haven't always. That's kind of grown the more I've been in this space. And I think that can happen for all of you as well. It's not like, we're all born just loving exercise and eating well. We train our bodies and our lives to feel that way. And this is just a start down that road for you guys. So my favorite thing, though, is to just share simple solutions with people, especially women, because I believe that when women feel their best, the world is truly a better place. Like we make the world go round. And so when we feel good, the world just, spins faster, so to speak. So it spins better. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about the program. I created this program in December of last year, 2016. I was on a journey to break a plateau. I was exercising regularly. I was eating clean and healthy, but I had plateaued, and I felt like my results were not a good representation of the work I was putting in the kitchen and in the gym. And so I started researching carb cycling, and I loved the idea of fat loss and without cutting into your muscles. So I looked into carb cycling programs, but I was really frustrated with what I found, because all of the programs with carb cycling were super strict. They were restrictive. It was like a lot of food weighing and counting and things like that. And I just wasn't into that. I should add that I was also frustrated with calorie deficit programs, and we're going to talk a lot about that in the next 3 weeks. So calorie deficit programs work because you're burning more than you're putting in, but severe calorie deficit programs can really mess with our bodies and slow progress down. And so I think that was part of my problem. I'd done programs like the 21-day fix. Raise your hand if you've done that, or Heard of it? Okay, it's not a bad program. It's just that, we have to learn a little more about our body before we just go into these programs and like cut our calories way, way low, because it's not enough fuel to sustain us for very long. So anyway, I started, researching about carb cycling. I finally found a method that I thought I could apply to my life. So I did it, and I did it with my husband, and I was super strict. I did the program exactly how it was written, and we both got amazing results. And then I tweaked it, and I changed it, and I added intermittent fasting to it, and I molded it and tried it on clients and lived with it. And I knew that my program needed to be something that was sustainable long-term, which I am so, so proud that truly has come to fruition. My clients, the ones that just went through this round, the results are fresh in my head. They're all talking about how like, it's just a lifestyle, and I love that. Simple, that was another requirement for me. I cannot, I'm busy and you're busy, and I didn't want anything that was going to require, a ton of prep time. Now, I will say that I do believe, and I teach this to people, I do believe that taking care of your body should feel like a part-time job. So it's simple and it's not super time consuming, but it does take effort and energy to take care of our bodies and to get results that I think it should. This is the only body we have. So I'm a big believer in that. But it is simple. And then I also wanted my program, number 3, I wanted my program to give benefits other than just weight loss, because that is not the end all be all, being skinny. I wanted it to make us healthier, and I wanted it to make us stronger, and I wanted our muscles to be a big focus of it, increasing our muscles and our strength. So that was another requirement for me. And then the 4th thing was I wanted it to be adaptive to different lifestyles, because we all come into this, in different places, different ages and backgrounds and experience with health and fitness and all of those things. So all of those things were a requirement for me when I built this program, and all of those things are what my program is. So I am really proud of this program. I believe in this program. I feel like it's a magic combination of things. I think the intermittent fasting and the carb cycling are money together. I think when you add exercise, it's even better. And I think this group, this accountability system, makes it even better. So I'm really excited for you guys to experience that, because it's really good. It's really special. So let's go into it. You might be saying, why carb cycling? Like, why are we doing that? What is the big deal with that? Carb cycling, we're going to start with carb cycling, and we'll add the intermittent fasting next Monday. So the program is 3 weeks. It's not 3 weeks because you only need 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks because I have 5 years experience doing this, working with clients in these groups, these different programs. And after 3 weeks, people are really tired of checking in. So it's just 3 weeks for logistics. And quite frankly, that's normal. It's just after a while, we just don't want to be doing that. But it's not 3 weeks because that's all you need. After 3 weeks, you'll feel great and you'll have results. I had clients lose 7 pounds, 11 pounds, 5 pounds. That's the range. But you're going to want to continue this, and this is going to give you a good launch pad. So I don't think anything really should be like 3 weeks. It should be a long-term thing. But back to what I was saying about the first week, we're just going to focus on carb cycling. So we'll focus on eating the right foods, having the right schedule of foods, which we'll talk through in a second, and then we'll add intermittent fasting. And that's been a really good way to ease into it. I just don't want to start with like too much information. We're not going to be concerned with calories to begin. Like, I don't want you to count them. I don't want you to ask me how many you should have yet. We'll get into that in week 2. I just want you to eat until you're full, not stuffed. Eat when you're hungry and eat till you're satisfied. That's all I want you to focus on this week. So I hope you enjoy that. I know some of you number people are like, give me all the numbers. There are always some number people in the program, and I understand, and I'll give you some numbers later. Let's see. We are just going to focus on eating clean foods from the food list. So I have some food lists in the manual, and I'll pull that up. Actually, I'm going to share my screen right now, and we'll go through that. Where did I hide this thing? Here it is. Can you guys see the manual? Thumbs up? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Okay, so isn't this so beautiful? My friend Ginny Bain designed this. Okay, so carb cycling. Well, I should back up a little bit and did you guys read through this, the definition of carb cycling and why we do it? It's just it's a simple way to rotate, between days of eating higher amounts of carbs and other days of eating lower amounts of carbs. So it's not, it's a way to keep getting all of the food groups without and continue to lose body fat and use body fat for fuel. Okay, let's see, where was I? Oh, the food list. Okay, what to eat. So your goal is to eat foods that are minimally processed. So you guys can see my manual. Yeah, not just the green screen. Okay. There is a whole section in this manual about clean eating right here on page 6. I'm not going to go through that now. If you don't know what clean eating is, please read this page and reach out to me. That's sort of the baseline. So take a read on that page. So you're going to be eating clean foods that are minimally processed. Go for foods that have, few ingredients. Try to think about shopping around the perimeter of the store more than the middle of the store. So yes, you're going to have some canned items, you're going to have some frozen things, and you're going to have some boxed things, but those should be few and far between. You're really getting most of your food from clean sources. So here are the food lists. Protein. I want you to try to eat protein with every meal, including snacks. And some of the options are here: chicken and beef and fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, lentils, tofu. Try to get a protein in, with every meal if you can. Now, fats. I want you to eat healthy fats on your low carb days. And the reason why is because on your low carb days, you are going to get your energy from healthy fats. We don't get energy from protein. We get energy from fats and carbs. So on a low carb day where we're not having a lot of carbohydrates, you're going to be getting your energy from fats. You need those fats, and they're really good for your brain. So if you are in the mindset that fat is bad, I understand, and that I lived through that era too, where everything's low fat. And so it's a mind shift, and it's getting to that place where we understand that healthy fats are actually really good for us. So options for fats: coconut oil, grass-fed butter. I love Kerrygold grass-fed butter. It's so delicious. It's at all the stores now. It's like in a gold or a green, maybe green package. I even saw it at Aldi the other day. Olive oil, nut butters, nuts, and avocados. So, have a lot of avocados around for your low carb days, because those are fine. Those are great. Okay, more food lists. Carbohydrates. So here are some options for carbs on your high carb day. On low carb days, you're really going to try not to eat any of these carbs. If you get really like you're feeling like you need some more energy or you're needing a carb, you can have a handful of berries, because those are pretty low. They are low on the glycemic index, but for the most part, try not to have any carbs on your low carb days. High carb days, though, it's all about the carbs. So sweet potatoes, these are so good. I'm really bad at eating sweet potatoes for some reason, and I don't know why, because they're so delicious and they're so good. I really need to make it a goal to eat them like 2 or 3 times a week. Regular potatoes are fine. Rice, quinoa, oats, black beans, and fruits. Those are all things you can enjoy in a large quantity on your high carb days. Veggies are fine anytime, all the time. High carb day, low carb day, and don't worry about the carb content in your veggies. Like carrots, for example, have more carbs than some other veggies, but don't worry about it. You can have veggies either day, high carb day or low carb day. However, let's keep the potatoes just to your high carb day, okay? The schedule. So you are going to, I'm going to skip ahead here. I hope I'm not making you dizzy. The schedule. Okay, so on day 1, that's tomorrow, we are going to start with a low carb day. Now, if you have a schedule of workouts where you have super intense workouts on Mondays, then start with a high carb day. But for purposes of this discussion, let's just say tomorrow is a low carb day. So you're going to have low carbohydrates, high fat. Let's look at a sample schedule for a low carb day. Example, coffee in the morning, breakfast with some eggs, maybe some cheese, some bacon. You could even put some spinach in your eggs, or some veggies on the side. However you want to do it, that would be a really great meal. Maybe a snack with celery and peanut butter. Lunch, maybe it's chicken and some cheese with mushrooms, a little spinach, and some avocado. Like, that sounds so good, right? Your snack in the afternoon, maybe a protein shake with some coconut milk. You could put some almond butter in it. And then for dinner, maybe some beef or steak, broccoli, and some avocado. Okay, so you're getting healthy fats all day long. You're getting protein all day long. You're just not having the carbs. Does that make sense? Are we good? Okay. I can't see the chat right now, so if you guys have questions, I'll get to them when I stop the screen share. So there's another sample menu here, and I will be sharing pictures of food. We'll be sharing recipes. We'll be sharing all week long, and all program long, really. But just focus on getting protein and getting veggies and getting those healthy fats, and that's all you have to really worry about to start. Okay, let's talk about your high carb day. So the very next day is a high carb day. And this is what I love about this program. It's so simple. High carb, low carb, high carb, low carb, high carb, low carb. Like that's simple. And clients really love the variety. It's like, if on your low carb day, you're kind of missing your carbs, then you get them tomorrow. It's not like super restrictive. Actually, it's not restrictive at all. Okay, so here's a high carb sample menu. Breakfast, still maybe eggs. Maybe then you've got some oatmeal with berries, honey, and cinnamon. Your snack is maybe a protein shake with berries. Lunch, you could do a salad with chicken, more berries, feta. A snack could be some fruit and a little dark chocolate. And for dinner, maybe you've got salmon and broccoli and a potato. So the only difference here is that we've added carbs and we've taken out a lot of the healthy fats. Yes, there are still some healthy fats, like there's the feta, there's fat in chocolate, but there's not, we're not throwing avocado on everything or cheese on everything. It's just, and that, you guys, is only for calorie purposes, because fats have the highest calorie content per gram, and we eat when it's a high carb day, you're going to notice that you're hungrier and that you're needing to eat or wanting to eat more frequently, because we burn through carbs faster. So our calorie level will naturally be higher on high carb days, and it should. So if we're eating more calories already, and then we throw in healthy fats and those have higher calories too, it's just a little bit too many calories. So that's all. We just take the fats out of it, or reduce the fats, I should say, so that we're not like putting all the calories in one day. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's see, this is the schedule. Okay, so let's go back to the schedule and we'll talk about flex day. So one day a week, so you're gonna have 3 of these during our time together. One day a week, you're going to have a flex day. And this is where you put your treats or your cheats. I really like to call it a treat day or a flex day, because cheat day feels like I'm doing something wrong, and we're not doing something wrong. You should break rank occasionally so that your body keeps responding and doesn't stagnate. So Flex days are so fun, and they're really enjoyable when they're planned, when we plan ahead for them. So on a flex day, you're going to start your day with a low carb morning, and then you can just enjoy whatever you want. Carbs, fats, protein, pizza, donuts, whatever. Now, you're not going to go, be a glutton that day and eat an entire pizza and a pint of ice cream and all of that. You're going to plan it, and you're going to enjoy some treats. And that's it. It's just simple. And we'll talk about that before our first one. So this schedule shows the flex day on day 7, which would be Sunday. I usually put sorry, that was my kiddos. I usually put my flex day on a Friday or a Saturday because that's when we go out or have friends over or whatever. So you can move your flex day wherever it fits for your week. Most people do Friday or Saturday, but you guys, if you've got a big event on Wednesday, for example, that is your flex day. Okay. Now, let's go back into, I'm going to go back to the guidelines for each type of meal just to make sure I didn't forget anything about these. So let's start with low carb day. Low carb day is a high fat day. We talked about that. Eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satisfied. So remember, we're not worried about calories. We're not worried about how many carbs, how many fats. You're just going to have not many carbs on low carb day, and you're going to have you're going to try to have a healthy fat and a protein and veggie with each of your meals. Remember that healthy fat burns fat, so don't think that eating that fat is going to help make you gain weight. It's actually going to help you burn fat. And try to keep your fruit to high carb days. Okay, let's go to high carb days. I love this picture. Doesn't that look so good? That's in my cookbook. It's a burrito bowl, I think is what it's called. Okay, on high carb day, you have low fat. You're going to focus on your protein, more carbs, and veggies, of course, and not as much fat. Your high carb days will and should be a bump in calories. If you can, schedule your carbs post-workout. That's a really great way to give you energy. You'll burn them faster because your body's already moving. So if you can't do it, it's okay. Sometimes it just doesn't work. But think about, trying to schedule some carbs post-workout. And eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satisfied. So that is the most important thing to remember. Okay, I'm going to stop my share so I can see you guys. If you have any questions, please use the chat tool. Okay, let's talk about intermittent fasting really quick. So all of those examples had a breakfast, and that's because this first week we're just going to keep eating how you're eating. If you're already using intermittent fasting, you can keep using it. If you're not using it, don't start yet. Just stick to what you know as far as when you eat. But the timing of your meals is totally up to you. So if you eat 3 meals a day, eat 3 meals a day. If you like 6 small meals a day, eat 6 small meals a day. All that research or all that old knowledge about, you need to eat all day long, every 2 hours or whatever to keep your fire stoked and your metabolism going, like that's all just a bunch of garbage. It doesn't matter. You just eat when you want to eat. So it's really about total intake of food rather than timing that when it's that way. Now, intermittent fasting is a different thing because we allow our body complete digestive rest for, 12 hours or more. So that's a whole different thing. But as far as needing to eat throughout the day, that's just not necessary. So you do whatever works for you. Okay, let's talk about exercise. Exercise is part of our accountability. It's part of the check-in system. You'll be checking in on getting your water, so at least 70 ounces of water a day. Did you stick to your plan? Did you stick to low carb day if it was low carb day, or high carb day if it was high carb day, etc.? And did you exercise? So that's a total of 3 points. Every day you'll post a 1, a 2, or a 3, or 0, I suppose. But please don't get a 0. It's only 3 weeks. No zeros. At least tomorrow. No zeros tomorrow. I'd love to see 2s or 3s from everybody tomorrow. So exercise is one of the points, but you're not going to get a 3 every day because you shouldn't be exercising every day. You need some rest in your life. You need some rest days. I like 1 or 2 rest days a week. That works for me. You could, I think you should work out at least 3 or 4 days a week. Now, I am not giving you exercises as part of this program. I'll do some challenges here and there and tell you some of that, but I save those. I do have daily workouts for my VIP members. So after this, if you want to graduate into VIP, I'll tell you more about that later. But if you do not feel comfortable exercising yet, or if you're just kind of starting and you want to start slow and just do the nutrition part and add exercise later, I've had clients do that. You'll still get great results because it's 80% of what you do in the kitchen, right? You're eating. But you'll get better results if you add the exercise. So I encourage you to try to add the exercise for the next 3 weeks because you'll get better results that way. And you'll feel better and you'll build up. You'll build up that exercise bone in your body. Okay, rules for exercise. So on your low carb days, those are going to be your lower impact workouts. So some examples would be arm day. Upper body is a lower impact workout. It's because it's working the small muscles. A short jog, I usually think like 2 miles-ish. Cycling. You could do a HIIT workouts. I love HIIT workouts on low carb days because they're short and sweet and they don't burn as many calories. So those are things you can do. Oh, yoga would be great, or dance class. Those are good low carb day workouts. High carb day workouts should be your more intense total body or leg day workouts. Those are, if you go to like an insanity class or do weightlifting on your legs. If you did a body pump class, that works the whole body. A longer run, things like that. Okay, so those are the workouts that you're going to try to get on a high carb day because you're getting more fuel on the high carb day. You want to burn it off. So you pair it with your higher intensity workouts. On flex day, always, always, always get a higher intensity workout. And I've been living that way for a few years now. So if I have a big day, like for the wedding example, that's my example this weekend, eating was just not where it normally is. There are a lot of treats. I definitely got to work out in that morning. You better believe it, because that just helps counterbalance all the treats, right? Okay, so for the next 3 weeks, what you can expect from me, I will be in our Facebook community group at least twice a day answering questions. So you can expect me to I'm putting all my time and energy into being there for you over the next 3 weeks. I'm your personal coach. I'm going to be in there every day. So if you can post your questions on the page instead of messaging me privately, I'll get to them faster that way. And then other people can see the answers and it will help other people. So I promise I will be in that group, in that page, at least twice a day. So you can expect that from me. I'm here for you. I want to help you. If you're having issues, like you're feeling like you're not getting something or you just need a little extra help, send me a message and we can troubleshoot, and I'm happy to do that. I'm going to be your cheerleader. I'm going to be supportive, and I want you to get great results and feel really good. So I'm there for you. Now, what I expect from you guys is I want you to remain positive. So positive in the group and positive like on yourself, It's not an immediate thing. It's not going to feel easy right away. You're not going to feel like you're seeing amazing results right away. You've got to give it time and you've got to stay positive. So keep your eyes on the prize and stay positive in the group too, because it makes it more enjoyable for everyone when we're all good sports. Stay off the scale. So I want you all to weigh yourself tonight if you haven't already, or tomorrow morning, and then I want you to put the scale away. It's really not helpful. We're going to take measurements and we're going to take pictures, and that's going to be the best way to see your results. I promise that scale it's just not really our friend. It does not measure your body fat. It only measures your weight. So it doesn't take into account that your muscles are going to be growing if you're lifting heavier and if you're changing the composition of your body. If you want, just as an aside, if you want to get your body composition checked, 5-Star Nutrition, they have stores all over the U.S. Google what the closest one to you. If you're in Champaign, there's one on North Prospect. But they have a free scale you can get on, and it gives you a printout of your body fat and your entire body composition. It's really cool, and it's free. So I also expect you guys to check in each night. It's just 3 weeks. So every night before you go to bed, hop in the group, hop in the page and check in, and I'll have instructions for how to do that tomorrow. And then if you could stay engaged for 3 weeks and be a participant in the group, I promise you that you will see more results. People that stay engaged in the group and stay committed and, comment on each other's posts and chat and, cheer each other on, they just do better because they're more invested. So I encourage you guys to be that way as well. Okay, I'm trying to get you off quick. I know that was a lot of information. It's 5:30, but are there any questions before I hop off? You guys can use the chat tool or you can unmute and ask.
I have a question.
Yeah. Hey.
Where do tomatoes fall on the fruit vegetable scale?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I have tomatoes on either day.
Okay.
Yep.
And my other question was, I make these energy bites that have, they're mainly nut butter, but they have some oats and flaxseed in them to obviously give them, so you're not just eating peanut butter.
Right.
But is that something I can eat? Because it's so much nut butter, it's hard for.
Yeah, I think those are fine on your low carb day.
They're fine for my low carb day because they're such an easy snack for me.
Yeah.
And then if I have fruit yogurt, am I saving that then for a high carb day? Like if it's like I use the Oikos Zero.
I would save it for a high carb day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think those are all my questions. Oh, and protein shakes are good every day, right?
Yeah, it's hard to get the protein we need in, I think. At least it is for me. And we'll talk about how much protein you need later this week, I think, or early next week. But if you guys want to add a protein shake every day just to up your protein, that's a great idea, and you can have that on either day. So protein shakes are good, and I'll give you some recommendations as we go as well.
Okay. I think those are all my questions.
Yeah. Good questions. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So should we be trying to track our protein and our carbs every day, or just trying our best to not to limit them? Or should we be tracking them in macros, in MyFitnessPal? Not
yet. I'll teach you about that in week 2. Or actually it might even be week 3. I don't remember, but not this week. Don't track this week. Just focus on the food groups, the food lists.
Okay. And my other question was, we have a lot of our social life is a lot of going out and hanging out with friends and drinking. Is alcohol okay on flex days?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would love for you guys to limit alcohol just to your flex days because, if alcohol is not going to make it so that you don't get results if you have wine every night, but it certainly would limit you. You're going to see so many more results if you could keep your alcohol to flex day just for this 3-week period.
Okay.
Great questions. Okay, there's one in the chat. What about bulletproof coffee? Bulletproof coffee is fine on your low carb days because of the coconut oil. Okay, anybody else? Yeah.
What do you use for your source for black beans? Do you use Andrea will cook them from the natural state, and she cooks them for a good 45 minutes. I'm like, I don't have time to do that. Do you do canned?
That's amazing. I wish I did that. No, I just use canned.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just found this out 6 months ago. There's canned black refried beans that are really good. So canned black refried beans. So they're healthier than the regular refried beans. Mm-hmm. Look for those. Yeah. Can iced tea be okay to cover your water? Iced tea's fine, but it doesn't count for your water. Sorry. I think I told one group in the last 5 years that they could do that, and it started like a riot. Everybody was like, what? I didn't know we could do that. And then I was like, oh, shoot. I don't think I was supposed to say yes there. So, yeah, lots of water. you guys can definitely have tea, definitely have coffee, but I would limit your juices. Juice doesn't really do anything for us. I like to have a little orange juice, like regular orange juice. I don't mean regular, I mean like the pure orange juice. You know, if you look at the ingredients, it doesn't have added anything. It's just oranges. I'll have that like, you know, once a week on a high carb day, just a little bit. But for the most part, no, you don't really need juices. No pop for 3 weeks, unless it's on a flex day.
I have another question too.
Yes.
Do you have a bag of salmon that you like to use? I see people at work eating the salmon out of, and I always question it. I'm like, is that good?
That's a good question.
Salmon in a bag.
I hate fish, to be honest, so I don't eat salmon or fish. But I know that a lot of people speak highly about the fish at Sam's in the frozen section. There's some good, and they look really good if I liked fish. But yeah, I don't know if you have a Sam's membership, Angie, but they have some nice choices in the freezer section.
Okay.
I think some wild caught and things like that. Okay. Are you guys excited? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you nervous?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fine, and I'm going to help you through it, and you're going to be surprised at how easy it is once we get going. But it will take a few days to kind of get into the groove, and that's okay too. Okay, everybody, I think that's it. You probably need to go make dinner and get your kids to bed and all of that stuff. My kids are going to bed like so soon because they're wiped out from this wedding. Does anybody have any final questions before I hop off?
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Somewhere, I don't know which post it was, but you wrote no milk. What? So I personally don't have any reactions to dairy. So it's not something that I've ever had an issue with. So I was just curious how that kind of played into.
I would just love for you to give up milk for 3 weeks and see what it does to your body. Because when I did that, my whole body changed. And, there are just a lot of studies about how milk just doesn't really do much for us anyway. So I don't drink milk, not because I'm allergic to it or anything. I found that my body doesn't need it. Now, if I'm having like a really warm cookie, okay, then I'll drink like a glass of milk with it because that's good.
So I've stopped drinking a lot of it because I'm breastfeeding my daughter. She deals fine with it, but I notice she's just more gassy when I drink it. So I don't drink it a lot. Yeah. But I was kind of thinking like when we're like in a cooking aspect, like if we're using it, if we're using, low fat milk where it's just basically a protein on a low carb day or on a high carb day or like on a low carb day, if we're using, heavy cream or something in something to
I think that's
cook.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. I don't, as far as milk goes, I only buy whole milk. I buy whole organic milk, mostly for my kids that drink it. Actually, I only have one kid that likes it, but, and I cook with that, or I'll cook with plain almond milk, kind of depending on the recipe. But yeah, that's fine. Just maybe don't drink glasses of it during the next 3 weeks and see what it does.
I'm more than able to do that.
Okay, good. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being on. I'm excited for the next 3 weeks. You're going to love it. And I hope you have a good night. I'll post the recording soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.